Hi everyone, welcome. My name's Marty. Thanks for joining me. Today I've got a Pilates beginner full body flow class. You won't need any equipment, just yourself and your mat. Are you ready to get started? Let's move to the end of our mat and place our feet in parallel. You're going to ground your feet, spread your toes, squeeze your kneecaps up, wrap your thighs, pull your navel in and grow nice and tall for me. Relax those shoulders, create as much length through your body from the top of your head, your crown, right down to your feet. Just relax and take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Take a deep breath in. And let it go. This time, take a deep breath in. We're going to start our roll down. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Feel like you're lifting up and over a candy cane shape. That's what we're aiming to make. And we're scooping our belly and we're peeling ourselves off an imaginary wall. Rolling ourselves down really slowly. Reaching for the mat. And then when you're at your full range, you can soften your knees a little and then take a deep breath in, exhale, and start to lift your navel up, squeeze your glutes a little and bring yourself back up to standing really slowly. Imagine that your spine is like building blocks and you're placing one block on top of each other as you come back to a tall stance. That's it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, repeat that, chin to chest. Feel like you are peeling yourself off that wall. Keep that navel pulling in and up off the front of your pants, rolling through slowly. Really do imagine that you're like a piece of wallpaper that we're pulling off the wall, aiming for it not to rip. Reaching down, and we soften the knees as we get down there. We take a deep breath in, pull our navel up, squeeze our glutes a little and rebuild that spine. Up we come. Now next time when we head down, we're going to walk out our hands to the end of our mat and find a plank position. Let's try that now. Take a deep breath in, chin to chest. Here we are, peeling ourselves off. Rolling ourselves down. And you can see I always move with a slight softening in my knees. I'm not locking out those joints. Reaching down to the floor. And this is where we walk those hands out. We find that plank shape. Reaching tall, reaching long. Holding it there. Avoid the sink. Don't leave things behind up here. Grow long. That's it. Bend the knees, walk the hands in. And we'll move a little quicker now as we roll ourselves back up. Here we are, grow tall. Breath in, exhale, chin to chest, scoop and roll. Just taking this moment to warm our bodies up. Fingertips to the mat, walk yourself out into that plank shape. Grow long, feel strong. Excellent, pressing through the heels of the hands, squeezing the kneecaps up. Belly is lifted, tailbone is long, reaching slight tuck under, soften the knees, walk the hands in. We're doing one more. Scoop and roll. That's it. Here we are, chin to chest. This is it, our last time. Roll yourself down. As I said, you can move a little quicker now that we're feeling a little warmer. Soften through the knees, walk the hands out. Let's go for that plank. Hold it there. Spend a little more time here. So we reach through the heels, we squeeze the kneecaps up, engaging our quads. We take a gentle, tiny tip under of that tailbone. So instead of that shape where we're arching into the back, we're going to tuck it under. Feel like we're pulling our navel in and up. That's it. The glutes are switched on, the abs are on. Pressing through the heels of the hands, we're wrapping underneath the armpits in the side rib area. We can rotate the inner part of the elbows to face each other, so the inside of the elbows. And as I said, we're reaching through the crown. We're not going to let the head drop. We don't need to be looking straight ahead, slightly forward of our mat. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Soften the knees, walk the hands back in. Breath in here, and then we exhale as we squeeze the air out of our lungs and roll ourselves up. Let's take a deep breath. Sweep the hands to the side. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Are you ready for some leg work? Find a position in the center of your mat. Take your right foot forward, step your left foot back into a split stance. Now make sure that when you do this, your legs feel like they're running along train tracks here. So you don't want to cross over, definitely not cross your midline. You'll lose your balance when we hinge forward. Okay, so keep your feet in line with your hips. So finding that shape for me, begin with your hands on your hips. And again, feel like you're growing nice and long. So you're lifting out of those hips. We don't want you to start sort of sinking and swinging into the hips that way. Okay, you want to lift this hip bone up to line off here. So if you've got shorts or tights on, the top of your tights or your shorts, the elastic part needs to be even. If you're lucky to have a mirror, check out what it looks like instead of being lopsided. Are you ready? Let's start with a gentle hinge forward. Check that heel at the back doesn't pop out to the side or swing inwards. We want to keep it lined up with the back of the leg. Here we are. So we're pressing through the front heel, then come back up to standing. So just, again, spending some time here, warming up, getting a little bit of activation happening. And I'm just taking a gentle bend of the knee to begin with, and then we'll change it up and we'll keep that front leg straight. But for now, let's just bend into it. As I said, it's just a gentle bend. We'll do one more, and then we're going to keep that front leg straight. Here we go. Front leg stay straight now. It's going to work more on your balance, and then you'll feel your hamstring and your glutes fire up a little more. Come back up. How are we going? Feeling this one? It should kick in almost immediately, but now that your leg is straight here, you'll find that you really do need to find that correct positioning with your feet because you might lose your balance if you're crossed over too far. There we go. Now let's start to make it a little bigger. So we're going to hinge forward further. Almost feel like your back goes to a horizontal position here. Reaching forward, so feel like you're reaching as well, not just dropping down. Beautiful. And we'll wrap it up here in another 4. So keep the control going. Can you feel that glute of that front leg and those hamstrings? And 3. And 2. And here we go. Here is that last one. And then I want you to come back so you're more on a diagonal. You can place your hands either on your hips or keep them in front, interlink those fingers, and I'd like you just to pulse. So it's a little lean forward into this one, but you are still pressing through that heel of that foot, spreading the toes for a bit of balance, but you should not be gripping through the toes that way. Okay, sit back into it a little bit, but press down. You'll definitely start to feel that leg that's forward, that glute, and that hamstring really working here as you pulse. Let's go for another 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Beautiful. Hold it there halfway. Hands go back onto the hips. Now we're going to be moving this back leg forwards and backwards in counts of 2 little pulses. So let's go. We've got 1, 2 at the back. Halfway step it in, 1, 2 here. And then step it all the way in so that your foot matches up with the arch of the standing foot. And 1, 2 here. And back we go. 1, 2. And 1, 2. Keep that moving. In. And in. And again, we're just feeling that nice gentle burn. Or for some of you, it might be fiery already. In that standing leg. And press back. Good. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Now this is probably the most challenging part of the class, so see if you can stay with me. Press in and in. Beautiful. One more round of these 2 sets of pulses in and out. Here it is. This is our last round. And then we're going to take it up a notch. Yes, we are. And we're going to pulse for 3. Here we are. 1, 2, 3. If you need to change your hands, if you're starting to feel tired and you feel like you need something that offers a little more balance, anything is fine with me. You could be here, here, you could be out here. Absolutely fine. And press. Good, let's start to make it a little bigger. Down and down. Remember, it's 3 little pulses. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. We have a slight hinge forward. You don't need to be upright with this one. And 3, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go with our last round. Bring it in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll hold it back there. Sit yourself more upright. Hands can be on hips or in front. Again, whatever's feeling nice for you. And we'll take 8 slow traditional lunges in a 90-90 shape. Let's go. Down we go. Up we come. Now I want you to lift out of that back ankle. Okay, don't let that foot sink and swivel like mine is now. Wrap it around. Come up. All the way down. All the way up. Now if you need to modify, you'll be doing a halfway lunge. If you're good to go, see if you can get that back knee to tap the mat. Down and up. I think we've got another 4 to go. Here they come. 4, relaxing the shoulders. And 3, breathing. 2, and 1. For a challenge, we'll hold it here, reach those arms long, square everything off. 8, 7, yes, little lower. Good work. Hold it there, 4 counts. 3, 2, and 1. Come up for me. Swivel out to your second position. Adjust yourself on your mat if you need to. Feet are out to 45 degrees. Our knees will track over our toes as we go into our second position plie. Hands can be clasped here or on your hips. Whatever suits. Down we go. Squeeze it up. Down we go. Squeeze it up. Now, as you do your plies, I want you to feel like there's someone in front of you pressing your knees back to really get that external rotation and that wrapping and that lifting action. Down we go. All the way up. That's it. And again, it's up to you. You could modify halfway, squeeze it up, as long as you get the squeeze and the wrap, or full ones. You don't need to go any lower than your hips though. Okay, so you can take your glutes down to about knee height and then back up again. As I said, don't go any lower because you can lose some of your muscle control here. Now keep going. I'm turning to the side. What we want to avoid with these plie squats is that shape. Part of the challenge is to lower down like you're sliding down a wall. Tailbone stays slightly tucked under, belly stays zipped in, so do the ribs, and then we come up. So instead of flaring everything open and popping that booty out behind, that's not what we're aiming for here. We're aiming for sliding down, pressing the knees out, squeezing up, lifting the bum. That's it. How are we feeling? Hopefully you didn't stop while I was chatting. Let's go for another 4 here. Squeeze and wrap. 3. Yeah, you're looking amazing. 2. Hold it here. Halfway. Right leg. I'm going to place my hands on my hips so you can see a little bit better. Internal rotation. So you can lift that heel up. You pulse in, press out. For 7, and 6, and 5, and 4. Yes. 3. Back is still flat. And 2, and 1. Switch it over. Left side. In, press out. Press it in, press it out. So internal, drop it right around, wrap and squeeze, press it out. In, press it out. Let's go for another 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold the arms out. We're rotating, alternating side to side. Right and left. And right. Now your shoulders don't travel with you. They say squared off to me, and it's just rotating from that hip joint. Beautiful. Let's go for 4, and 3, and 2, and here's that last one. We're holding it out there. To begin with, hands can go on the hips, and then we can challenge ourselves and lift our hands up once we get into it. So we're doing a double heel rise. That's it. Now when you feel balanced, reach those arms out And again, I don't want your bottom sticking out, flat back like you're leaning against a wall. Tuck your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes, lift your belly in and up, and watch what those heels are doing. Don't let them pop out behind you. Keep the control. This is about ankle stabilization and mobility. Let's get a little deeper. Feel like you've got a book on your head and you're not bouncing up and down with this. Okay, it's just lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Let's alternate right, left, right, left. Add those arms. Hopefully those legs are quivering a little bit. If not, I want you to get lower, deeper into your plie. Keep those arms strong. We have 4 and 3 and 2. We're going back to the doubles now, and we'll hold the arms up there, drop the shoulders, keep the heels lifted for another 4 and 3. Chest is open. 2, hold it up there, little pulses down, down. That's it, guys. You can get down there lower. Keep the heels higher, like you're running through hot sand. That's it. Chest is up and open. Keep pulsing for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lift up, lower down. Nice. How are we going? How are those quads feeling? Let's zip around, do the other side with our hinge. So all you need to do is rotate. Double check that you haven't got the same leg forward as you did the last time. So I've now got my left leg forward, train track legs, and you lift up, ball of the foot, get the heel aligned with the back of the leg, no swinging inwards or outwards, and you can just start with a gentle bend and extend through that front leg, just to find your balance and the correct foot positioning, and get your hips squared off. Remember, we were talking about pants here, not letting it drop. Okay, not letting one hip drop. If you are a bit of a handyman or handy woman and you've used a spirit level before, it's got 2 lines with a bubble in the middle. If the bubble goes outside the line, something's crooked. I want you to feel like you've got one of those across the top of your hips for me. Don't let that spirit level drop and that bubble move from between the 2 lines. Let's start to take a straight leg hinge and bring it back up. And again, find that length. When you hinge forward, don't think so much down. Think about reaching through the top of the head forward and coming back. Like each time you've got a paintbrush on your head and you're trying to make a beautiful semicircle line from the paintbrush onto an imaginary wall that goes up and over, like a rainbow shape, up and over. That's it. Beautiful. So instead of just going down and around, okay, see, that's not a great rainbow shape if we had an imaginary paintbrush on our head. Reach it long. Come back. Reach it long. Excellent. How are we going? Let's go for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lovely work. Let's bend into the back knee and little pulses now. Pulse and pulse and pulse. Again, the hands can be forward, they could be back. You're hinging forward a little bit for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we press down into the heels, spread the toes, not grip through the toes. We're not going to think like we're an eagle holding on to, some prey that we've picked up. We're going to relax those toes, spread them out. Now you've got your little pulses, okay? 2, 2, 2, back and back. Are you ready? For 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Bring it in, 1 and 2. Now, each time that you move your foot, it's just a little bit of pressure. Most of the weight, of course, is on that standing leg, because that's the leg that we're really trying to fire up and work. And press it back. Now, because the leg is moving, I don't want you to completely focus on the lower body. I need you to think about what's happening in this upper body as well. Relax the shoulders, open chest, nice and proud. Belly is in, back is flat, tailbone slightly tucked out just the tiniest little bit so you're not getting an arch in your lower back. Keep breathing through this. Beautiful. And we'll do one more round of these doubles before we switch it to 3 pulses. So this is it, last round. In and in. I'm starting to feel this. How about you? Okay, so this time, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. That's it. So to maintain your balance, find a spot slightly ahead of you that you're looking at. If you look towards the wall in front of you, you're probably going to lose your nice shape. Okay, we do want to maintain that hinge. So looking ahead is going to help that, not up. How about we do one more round? Here it is. Bring it in for 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And back. And then we hold it there. Before we get into our slower lunges, check what's going on with that back heel. Is it nicely lined up? Are you lifting up through the front of your foot? Not sinking down in it, letting it go all sloppy and loose. Lift. Think like you're being stretched and that toe's literally reaching for the floor. It's not resting, it's reaching. Hands in any position that you like. Down we go. Press down. So this time it's more of an upright position, not so much of a hinge. And we're looking for more of a 90-degree shape. Now if you needed to make a little adjustment like I did, I felt like my legs were too crossed over and I wasn't balanced, so then I just brought them out to be more in line with my hips. Down we go. Press and lift. Again, modify halfway, come up, or full range, knee down to the mat, come up. Knee, come up. That's it. This time we really are pressing just through the heel of the foot and the toes are soft, like I could slide a piece of paper underneath there. Down we go, up we come. Let's aim for another 4. You can do this, guys. And 3 after this. And 2. And we've got those pulses. Down you go. That's it, guys. We get to head down to the mat very soon. Let's wrap it up in 8, 7, 6. We're not sinking into that hip as we get fatigued. We're lifting up out of it for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Swivel out. Let's just take a nice side stretch over. Stretch it out. Side stretch over. Think like there's a beach ball under this side waist so you're not dropping down into it, lifting up, spreading those ribs nice and open and wide. Stretch it out. Press it. That's it. Press. Lift. Just a little halfway breather here. Start to make it bigger and reach over. Exhale. Exhale. With an inhalation breath here, your lungs being full will hopefully press and help open those ribs. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's it. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Beautiful. Let's head down to the mat in a quadruped position. That means hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Not too wide, not too narrow, directly underneath. Grow tall, lift the belly up. So you might automatically go into more of this shape. You can see that dip happening there. Lift up. Press through the heels of the hands. Pull the shoulders away. Hopefully you'll feel an engagement and a wrapping underneath the armpit and the side ribs there. Good work. Holding here just for a moment. And then what I'd like you to do is just some little hip drops just to get a little movement into our spine, our hips and our lower back. Drop the hips over. Drop the hips over. So it's just like a little swinging motion. Should feel nice. Feels like the side of the hip is reaching for the edge of the mat. Press it over. Lift up and over. That's it. We'll do another 4 here. And 3. And 2. And 1. back to your 4-point kneeling or quadruped position. What I'd like you to do here, spread the fingers slightly, lift up tall. You're going to feel like you're diving forward, so your nose is reaching for the very edge of the mat here. So your shoulders are going to go beyond your hands. So we rock forward, and it's like we flatten our bottom, and then we come back. We reach forward and come back. So you can feel the back of the arms start to fire up a little here. It's super important to support your body with your abdominals, okay? Just don't let this fall into your lower back. So you're pulling that navel in, helping to activate those abdominals to provide your back and your body with support here. And come back. That's it. So I'm going to progress this into a tricep push-up. So here we go, 4-part move, I should say. We come forward, and then we drop down, press up, and then come back. So when we come back, you can go slightly off that 4-point position if you like, where your shoulders are backwards behind your hands. Here we are. We're going to take a little quicker. Forward, press, up and back. Forward, press, and back. Now my arms, my inside of my elbows, inside of my biceps are rubbing against the sides of my clothes. That's what I want. Okay, feel like your elbows are next to your ribs. Keep them tucked behind. Points of the elbows reaching towards the wall behind you and not flaring out to the side. Really starting to warm up the back of those arms. Doing great, guys. How about we try another 4 to wrap it up? Down, press up and back, forward. Remember, you can always just go back to the rocking as your modification if you need to. We've got one more after this. Here it is, and down. Let's take a little stretch there. Coming back into a child's pose. Beautiful. All right, quick bird dog exercise. Hands are underneath the shoulders, lifting that navel up, flat back. So what we'll do here is we'll start with right arm, left leg, reaching for the front of the mat, and the toe is reaching for the back of the mat. Crown of the head, reaching to the wall, eyes slightly ahead, not down. And we lift and we lower, and we lift and we lower. Lots of length behind the back of the knee, squeezing the bottom, using those glutes to help lift and not your lower back doing the work here. Your navel is tucked in as always. And you're doing another 4 slow. And 3, your shoulders and your hips are squared off to the mat. And 2, here we are, we're going to hold it there and pulse. Lift and lift. For another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up there. We're going to draw the elbow to the knee, see curve, lift that navel in around your back, exhalation breath, reach with an inhalation breath. Exhale, inhale, reach, find that length. Exhale, imagine someone's got your hand, someone's got your foot, pulling you apart. Exhale, really find that scoop. Imagine someone's punching you in the navel as you bring your elbow to your knee. Squeeze all of the air out of your lungs. 2 more of these. Nice length. Here it is, last one. And softly lower down. Quick child's pose. If you need to stretch out those wrists, go for it now. You can tuck the fingers under to begin with. And then you can flip them over and have a quick stretch. Lean back into this one. How are we going? We've just got the other side, guys. And one more active exercise after this one, and then we take a nice stretch. Okay, let's get back into our quadruped 4-point kneeling. We need to switch it up. So this time my left hand's reaching forward and my right leg is reaching to the back of the mat. Shoulders are away from ears, navel's lifted, so no arching in that back. Tailbone is reaching long that way. So it's not tucking under, it's not lifting up, it's reaching long. Here we are, leg, arm, Check that the shoulders and the hips are even before you even start. When you feel like you're good to go, lift and lower. That's it. Up and down, using that glute to lift that leg. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. We'll keep these ones slow and steady because we've got the pulses in a moment. One more. And here's our next set. These are the pulses. Let's go up and up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going straight into elbow to knee. Exhale, C curve, round that back. Lift that navel up, press away. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Don't forget to find the length each time in between. Just don't feel like you've got to rush through this. Stretch it out. Find those lines. Squeeze it in. Stretch it out. Squeeze it in. That's it. Really feel like all the air is leaving your lungs when you pull that elbow into your knee. Contract those abdominals. 2 more. And then we stretch. And there it is. Stretch, lower, come down, flip the palms, child's pose, pull the shoulders away from the ears, relax. Big deep breath in. And let it go. Let's stretch out those wrists again. Flip the palms over. And then if you feel like you need a little more, sit back into this, getting a nice juicy stretch into the wrist area and up the forearm area a little. And then flip one last time because we're going to move into some planks. I will give you a modification if you need it. If weight bearing through your hands is not for you, your palms, or maybe you can only do so much of it, and we've already done our quadruped series. Perhaps, they're aching a little bit. Well, there are 2 things. Yes, there's injuries, and then there's also people that need to build strength. Okay, so if you know you're injury-free and it's a matter of building strength, see if you can do our next series, our plank series, on your hands, and then go down to your forearms if you feel like it's just too much. For those that do have injuries, that will be your modification, your plank in your elbow position. You can clasp fingers together or you can have flat palms. Okay, so if you're in this position here, step 1 foot out. That's in line with your hips, and then step the other foot out. Now, ordinarily, you'd sort of get into the position here, and then you want to find the length here. Okay, so don't think that once your legs are out that this is your start position. Okay, we want to grow long, right? Again, tailbone is reaching long. If you need to tuck it under a little bit to help you get the length, that's fine. Just don't curl it under like that. When I say tuck under, it's not that shape. It's just the tiniest little bit to get you out of that shape, okay? Now, if you're doing your full plank, hands underneath, shoulders, these parts of your elbows are going to wrap in to face each other. So turn them in to face each other. Pull the shoulders down. You get that nice engagement and wrapping underneath the armpits and down the side of the ribs. All right, so we're just holding our plank to begin with. Even if you're down on your elbows, same thing, you're holding your plank. Reaching long through the crown, head's not drooping, chin's not lifting, slightly forward. We're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Navel is pulling up, squeezing the quads, reaching through the heels. And we've got 4, 3, 2, we rest. Down we go. All right, for those that are on the elbows, this next variation, you will only be able to get up halfway. It's a pike. That's fine, just, a little bit of movement, or go back to just a plain plank. That's absolutely fine. While the rest of us try a pike with our plank. Okay, so stepping back, grow long, and all you'll do is you'll feel like you've got a belt on around your waist and someone's grabbed the back of your belt or the back of your jeans and pulling your waistband up to the ceiling. So to get up there, try and use your abdominals to help you get up there. Don't rely fully on the quads to do the work, and then unravel, come back to plank. Okay, I want to see clean shapes here. So we don't stop halfway and then go here, stop halfway, then go here. We grow long, we lift it all the way up, really lifting our navel. And then we grow long, and up we come. There we are, keep going. I'm adding one more variation in just a moment. And again, you can always stay with this if that's what's working for you today. Here it is. I'm going to reach and come back. And we alternate. Reach, come back. So you reach for the outside ankle. Reach, come back. And reach. That's it. Keep lifting the hips up. This is a little more advanced. Work with what your body is telling you feels good today. Okay, if this is not for you, go back to your plank holds. You can even come down to your knees if you want to. We've got one more on each side. And then we rest. There we go. Knees down, tuck toes, child's pose. I like to flip my palms, slide my shoulders back in and away from my ears. You could have your knees together in this child's pose, or if it's more comfortable, take your knees out to the side of the mat and then relax. A couple of deep breaths here. We're going to take a nice stretch, 2 stretches actually, to wrap up the class. When you're ready, bring yourself back into that 4-point kneeling position. We're going into our thread the needle. Really great for rotation, opening up the thoracic area, the upper back area. So one hand, it doesn't matter which one you use as long as you remember to swap. You'll reach one arm up to the ceiling, as much rotation as you can. So you'll be pressing through this hand that's on the floor. Feel like someone's got your arm and pulling that up towards the ceiling. Don't let your hips come with you, okay? So it's not about just trying to get your hand directly up to the ceiling, but losing this, knee down, hips to the floor. Maybe you're quite tight and maybe this is you. That's fine. Okay, work in progress. If you do this every day for many weeks, you'll really find that you'll get some more rotation happening. And then we dive through, and now we feel like someone's got a hand and pulling it towards the wall. Really reaching. You'll take a deep breath in here, and then you'll reach even further. Find some more millimeters here, more inches. Try to get the back of the shoulder reaching for the mat. Take a breath in, exhale, reach. Press through the hand onto the mat, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, dive through so the hand threads through that needle in between your hand and your knee here. In the gap, not outside of the gap, not forward of that hand. It's underneath, behind. And then square yourself off. 2 on the other side. Are you ready? Take a breath in. Shoulders are squared to begin with. Hips are squared. Hips stay squared. It's from the waistband up that rotates. Press through the hand that's on the mat. Exhale, dive through. Threading between your hand and your knee here. Feel like someone's got this hand and they're pulling further. Try to get the back of the shoulder on that mat. Take a deep breath in. Here we go. Reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, dive through. Doing great, guys. Big breath in. As you exhale, slide that hand even further. And there we go. Finishing off with my favorite stretch, Mermaid. So you can face me. I'll have one leg lining up with the front edge of the mat, and then the second leg, line it up with the side edge of the mat. Okay, so you want to aim to get your hips as even as they can be. Now, if you've got injuries with your hip or knee, or if you're super tight, you could pop a towel underneath this hip or this bum cheek that might be hovering. If you know that you're quite open in the hips, I want you to take the hands behind, lift yourself up, sit yourself down, And then see if you can get your spine as straight as possible. Okay, for those that have got a lot of tightness here, you might be feeling that you're rocking to the side and if someone was behind you, your spine looks more like it's a C shape that way. And again, that's fine. It's just something that we might want to work on. Okay, so we've got our full length here as much as possible. We're going to send our arms out to the side. So the leg that's wrapping around to the side, that's the way we'll be arcing over. Drop the shoulders, take a breath in, exhale, over we go. Frame the face. Again, imaginary beach ball here, so we're not collapsing into this and squeezing here. I want you to feel like you've got a really thick belt on and that you have to reach over the belt. Okay, it's not a skinny belt that you can just squish down into, reaching up and over. And then back to center. One more this way. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, over we go. More of a diagonal instead of just feeling like you're going sideways. Reach that elbow behind. You're working within 2 panes of glass here. So we're not coming forwards, lifting up, creating a rainbow over our head. Okay, a little counter stretch here. So take that hand, reach it over. You can place the elbow down on the mat. And again, reach that arm on a diagonal. Feel a nice stretch underneath the armpit down to the hip. What you want to be doing here is feeling like this bum cheek or this hip has a magnet on the hip and then on the floor. And that hip is being drawn down to the floor. So you need to add some resistance here as well. Okay, so that hip is going that way. Your arm is reaching that way and you're getting a juicy stretch from the armpit down to the hip. Okay, because if you just do it like this, oh yeah, it's all right. It doesn't do a whole lot though. Press that hip down and find that little bit of tension, that push and that pull. There we go. Let's switch it over. Lining one leg up, front of the mat, Z-sit. This leg wraps around so it's lined up with the side of the mat. Again, perhaps you'll notice a difference. Maybe one hip sits a little lower and it's more comfortable. We're all a little bit different on each side, and that's totally normal. Okay, lift yourself up, sit yourself down, get your spine as long as possible. Lift up, reach out. Which way are we going? That way. Settle the shoulders, take a breath in, up and over. Good. Remember that beach ball or that really super wide belt you've got on? Lift up over your ribs. That's it. Try to keep this side down. We're not lifting up. We're not finding any space underneath this hip here with the floor. It's staying connected. And then sweep it back out. Sit up tall. Take a breath in. Exhale. Over we go. Find a few more millimeters here. Really stretch it. Good. Pull that elbow back. Open up your chest. It's like we've got a t-shirt with a slogan on. Okay, you've got to keep it open so we can read what it says instead of hunching forward and your shirt all bunches up. Okay, open it up. Okay, take that hand down to the mat. Feel like this hip now has a magnet on the back of that bum cheek, reaching for the floor. Don't let it come undone, okay? Reach over, keep the magnets together. And if you feel like you need a little more, drop down into that elbow, that's it. Keep the chest open. Keep that hip reaching for the floor. Reach that arm long. You can take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach even further. Really nice stretch. And then come back up. Just cross the legs or sit any way that's comfortable for you. And I'd like you to drop your head to the side. You're going to keep the chin up, head down. You could add gentle pressure here. Feel like your neck is like a giraffe. So lift up tall and then little side bend. Now what I want you to do is keep your head on the side, but drop your chin to your chest. So you still got to tilt, chin to chest, and you'll just feel that stretch move. More wrapping around to the back, the side back area of the neck. And again, just gentle pressure. And then come back, lift up tall, drop the head, keep the chin up. Gentle pressure if you feel like you need a little more. So just a couple of fingertips. Don't go all hardcore on me and press your whole palm into your head, just gentle. Now I'm also pressing this shoulder down to intensify this stretch. And then keep your head tilted and draw your chin to your chest. Keep reaching that shoulder away. Again, gentle pressure here. You can also wrap this hand around and you can push up against your knee here. And that adds a more intense stretch. So I'm pressing my knee down, pushing my hand up, and then I'm getting a deeper, juicier stretch there. Really nice. These ones are great to do, obviously, if you sit at a desk for long periods of time. Roll those shoulders. Guys, thanks for your energy today. I hope you enjoyed today's class. I look forward to the next time we can catch up, but it is a bye for now.